great weapon for the hippies known as druids.
Welcome back to the Barely Adequate podcast. We're not that good at this. You don't have to be either. We're very much not good at this, except for firefighting, apparently. We should all become firefighters.
It seems like it. Yeah.
That
I have the body for it.
You could carry a lot of stuff, for sure.
With all that hair, though, we got to make sure we hose you down
Problem
first
is,
before you
though,
go in.
if there's anything on the second floor, they are dead.
Collapsed.
My name is Joel, and I am your host for this adventure. Today at this table with me, I have my three friends, my only three friends, really.
But good ones, though.
Except for everybody in
Good ones.
podcast land.
Everyone in podcast
Everybody
land.
in podcast land is my friend.
Podcast land.
Sitting across the table from me to my right is sporting a brand new mic stand is Wallace.
It's a wonderful mic stand.
Yeah, I hope it
sound
makes you
awesome.
actually sound good for once. You sound beautiful. Beautiful singing voice.
So velvety. I've been enjoying it.
That'll be our $1,000
Firefighting body
farting.
and a beautiful podcast.
That'll
voice.
be our $1,000 tier. We'll get Wallace to sing Danny Boy for you.
Yeah.
Sitting beside him is my friend Nick. Nick, hello.
Hello, Joel.
How are you doing today?
Oh, not dying.
Not dying. That's good.
I want everyone out there to notice, because you can't see what Nick is doing. He's going through his notes right now and organizing his character sheet.
Yes.
So, good on him. I appreciate that, all you players who organize your notes and get your sheet ready before you roll dice.
Diligence.
Well done.
Diligence is important.
Very important.
Welcome here, Nick. And Chris, you're also here.
Indeed, I am.
In the flesh.
I am in this room, in podcast land, in those beautiful, beautiful listening ears that everyone has. Thank you for having me, Joel. It is great to be back.
Awesome. I'm glad you're here. And I am excited for tonight's episode. So let's get away from this nonsense and move to some different nonsense.
Different.
But
better.
before the nonsense, we're going to do a lore drop. Chris, what do you want to
Lore
talk about
drop.
today?
Well, Joel, today we are going to jump into one of the old important things that happened in Atrothia. We are talking about the Dragarian Empire. So I've briefly touched upon this in some of our episodes before, but I'm going to go into a little bit deeper delve today. So the Dragarian Empire is the first true civilization of intelligent beings on Atrothia, formed by a council of 9 Dracolite tribes. The Dragarian Empire held its dominion for millennia. Now, what is a Dracolite? A Dracolite is similar to a dragon. It's a cousin to a dragon, true dragon, except instead of being a large and growing bigger, powerful, physically impressive creature, Dracolites typically stay about the size of a man. They might get to about the size of a giant, but they are incredibly skilled with magic. So while dragons get good with magic as they get bigger, Dracolites are exceptionally good with magic, and they don't really get much bigger. So they trade off physicality for improved mental capacity and magic. Now, persisting from 42,000 BC, that is before Cataclysm, 42,000, through the Age of Invasion and into the Age of Awakening, the Dragarian Empire stands alone as the most successful civilization ever recorded in Atrothia. While little is known about the Dragarian Empire in modern times, its legacy lives on through the highly sought-after magical and magitech creations, such as Dragon Eyes, Mana Shards, and the superior metal alloy known as Palladium. The Dragarian Empire officially met its end in 10,744 BC with the sealing of Calmac, a massive citadel city spanning a continent, which remained sealed until modern times in 942 AC after Calamity. So it was about 11,500 years or so that Draculites didn't exist on Atrothia. They've only been back out and roaming around since 942 AC. So there you go. The Dragarian Empire, that is our lore drop for today. With that, I'm going to send that over to Wallace, who's going to give us our recap.
Recap. In our last session, it began with the party fighting the pit fiends, trying to stop them from doing any more damage to the tavern. After a heated combat with a couple of pit fiends lighting themselves on fire, all of them are felled. The party then rushed into the tavern and with the aid of Scarlet's new sword, helped free Matthias Chainbreaker Ansem by cutting up a large beam that fell on him, like a hot knife through butter. Then working until they were exhausted, the party was able to fight the fire, saving the tavern from any excessive damage and the surrounding buildings. Afterwards, a nearby pit fiend attempting to run away was chased down by Gaius and Greymane, and with some intimidation tactics, they found a name and location of a pit fiend lieutenant known as the Dockside Devil. Will the party be able to collapse the flesh-peddling arm of the pit fiend gang and put an end to the Dockside Devil's reign of terror?
I sure hope so. I mean, I have vested interest in that, but I sure hope so. Thank you, Wallace, for the recap. Chris, let's get started, buddy.
We begin on Davrin 1st at night. We'll call him an informant.
Yeah, or something.
An informant. Or a wholly unreliable witness / member of the Pit Fiends, Tilius Wren, has just been interrogated thoroughly, terrified into wetting his trousers, and is otherwise unconscious and at your mercy. He has provided you with some vital intelligence, things that he himself probably should not know and certainly should not be telling other people. But, being the cowardly sort that he is, and certainly not knowing the value of the information he has, he revealed it to you with a little bit of light interrogation. And, as far as he was concerned, the far more terrifying threat of having to do a hard day's work or be afflicted with the minor amount of pain.
The best type of informant, really.
The best type.
If we're being honest, that's Scarlett's favorite type of informant.
Couldn't even withstand getting the tattoo on. He had to just get it painted on every day. So
awesome.
That gives you an idea, the type of wonderful fellow that is Tilius Wren. So, adventurers, what shall you do with this info?
If I may, my friends, Scarlett would, now that the immediate concern is over, she is going to shift her attention to wondering if her plants are okay.
Well,
and Matthias. We should go check on Matthias.
I will continue to help out the wounded and hurt from the pit fiend attack and fire.
Okay. Sounds good. So we got Kurgan, who's going to be looking at the wounded, trying to help people. We got Scarlett, who, in addition to checking on Matthias, is going to go look for her poor, innocent, defenseless, totally normal houseplants that are in the backside of the tavern connected to the brewery. Okay, and what about you, Gaius?
I'll follow along with Scarlett, just in case there are any lingering gang members laying around.
Okay, we'll start with perception checks from everybody.
And Greymane's in tow.
He definitely was avoiding that fire, but he'll do his part and raise a leg and help put the fire out.
12 perception.
Okay, we got a 12 from Kurgan.
10.
10 from Gaius.
And 16.
And 16 from Scarlett. So looking around, none of you notice any more pit fiends in the vicinity.
Okay.
Looks like they've all been dealt with. Now, I will ask, before you set off, what are you doing with Tilius Wren?
Well, I want to turn him in for a bounty.
You want to turn him in for a bounty? Okay, so you're just going to leave him in the alley for now, or are you going to pull him out? So the guard has been called, so people are starting to arrive on the scene. Luckily, the fire's already been put out, so there's just recovery and them taking reports about what's happening. But it looks like so far, no one has really been all that injured from this, with the exception of some issues. Well, to you, of course, you three. With the exception of Matthias Ansem, everyone seems relatively, other than, minor smoke inhalation, light burns and whatnot. He seems to be the only person that's in a more severe condition. Does anyone have a heal check, please? To try and assess his condition, or are you just going to jump right to healing him with magic? Magic healing.
Magic.
I will. I just want to see how bad he is. I'll see if I can see.
Let's start with a heal check then.
16.
Okay, it looks like largely he probably was incapacitated from the beam falling on him.
Okay.
So it looks like physical damage for the most part. His because it was kind of choking him from the weight, because it was kind of suffocating him. He didn't actually inhale a whole lot of smoke.
Okay.
So in that sense, he was lucky, but he did take quite a lot of damage. So he is unconscious.
I would like to. Okay. Well, first of all, Tilius. I guess he's unconscious, so I'll just drag him along and put him beside Matthias as I'm looking at him. I wouldn't let.
And you still have him cuffed, right?
Yes.
He's manacled right now.
Yeah, I just wouldn't want to let him out of my sight right now either, unless you're watching him or whatever. But guys,
If you want me to stay behind, I'll
no, please come.
I'll watch him.
Please come along, but we'll just drag him with us.
Okay.
Okay. So
I'll carry him then.
So Scarlet will.
You also you are stabling your horse in this area, if I recall. You didn't move your horse down to Thuvis's house, so it's in a nearby stable if you want to do the classic throw him over the back of the horse.
No, I think it's better if we attend to the plants right now.
Plants? Okay, sounds good.
Okay,
so you're dragging him along.
I'm gonna grab a Cure Light potion out of my pack,
Okay.
and I'm going to feed it to.
And that's just one that you found?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not an Elody one. This is
Okay,
a.
just checking.
Yep.
I mean, not that matters.
No,
but,
no.
I do want to know when you use one of those.
What am I going to turn into? Am I going to get more hair? Down there.
You just grow a huge beard.
Yeah.
Scarlett's
I'm a
got a
dwarf.
wicked beard and goatee. That all the dwarves go, now that's a fine beard.
So yeah, I'm gonna feed Matthias a Cure Light Wounds, a regular Cure Light Wounds.
Okay,
potion.
let's see what you got. Let's see some healing.
Oh, that's an 8. So that would be for 9.
He's still unconscious.
Okay,
But he looks like he is not in danger of bleeding out or
okay.
anything.
So I'll leave it at that for now. We'll just let him recover a little bit.
You see him, he you see like he's starting to breathe a lot more
Okay.
clearly now, and it looks like he is starting to physically recover from the crushing that he
Okay,
received.
so I will. Are there any concerned citizens around that look like they're still okay? Like people that maybe I would have recognized from the bar. Do you want a perception check to see if I can
Well, you did a perception that was pretty good before at
Okay.
16. So no, you're pretty sure. It looks like for the most part everybody escaped with just minor.
Okay.
So
she would want to find somebody
like
that,
that.
looks maybe like they're not drunk and that they're not a complete moron,
yeah.
and just say, "Hey, can you please stay with him? Just keep an eye on him, make sure he's breathing. I have something else to attend to."
Okay, you do so, and in fact, you notice the guards are starting to arrive on the scene, led by a familiar face. Mandrill Marks is leading them, and he's not wearing his guard outfit. It looks like he's wearing normal street clothes.
He's just off work.
So it looks like he actually came down here to see what was going on.
Okay,
So he is directing some of the other guards around.
that's our buddy, right?
Wearing simple outfit, but he does have his sword on his hip, and he's got a lantern out.
Is that our buddy, Mandrill?
That is Mandrill
Yeah,
Marks.
okay.
He's the guy that was kind enough to show you the way to the Glimpse of the Void to go find a translator.
Oh, that's that guy.
That guy, and you've seen him several times. You seem to have a rapport with him.
Is he the guard that keeps pulling out the bounty book?
Yep.
Okay, cool. That's the guy I like then. Right on.
So he approaches and he starts to survey everything, ordering some of the other guards around, and then he approaches and he starts to look after Chainbreaker.
Okay.
And as he comes in and he starts to survey his condition, he asks, "So what happened? I heard it was the pit fiends. You deal with it?"
We did.
All the ones that we could find.
He gives you a nod. He says, "Good. Well done."
And we have this one.
Who's that? Are you sure he's a member?
His name's Tilius Wren.
As best as we can tell, he was a member, but he didn't. He wasn't with the original pack. He showed up after the fact.
But he showed up with a big thing of gasoline, so he was coming.
This thing of gasoline. Kurgan hoists it up.
I did have a little chat with him, and I think I scared him enough into telling me the truth. So,
Okay, so Manderley gives a nod and he says, "Okay, well, I'll handle things here. It looks like you got someplace you need to be. So
we do, in fact.
thanks, Chainbreakers. He's an important member of the community."
I'll tell him I already fed him one potion. That's as much first aid as I can do. So
Okay, so he yells at one of the other guards, "Hey, get off your lazy bones and get over here. Give this guy a potion."
okay,
So he starts directing.
I'll
people.
look over at Gaius.
If you could make sure that no one disturbs Tilius Wren until the morning, it's very important to what we're about to do next, that nobody talks to him before the sunrise.
Okay, so he kind of narrows his gaze at you a bit when you say that.
And I will say, please.
And so he gives you a nod. "I got it.
Thank you.
Whatever you got planned, make sure you move fast. Eyes and ears are everywhere."
That's what we're afraid of.
So he gives a nod, and he seems to focus his attentions on watching the prisoner, in addition to making sure
Okay, awesome.
Chainbreaker is looked after.
I like this. This guy's good. This guy needs a promotion. Just keep that in mind, Chris.
Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, just make a note for yourself.
Scarlet thinks this guy, he
Scarlet
needs a promotion.
This community needs more people like him, you
Two
know?
lieutenants, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, great.
Loots. You already got caps? And you got loots?
Okay, so I'll look over at Gaius and say we should move quickly.
I agree.
Okay, so you leave and head behind the Chainbreaker's Tavern to his little brew house that he
Are we
has.
dragging Kurgan with us now?
Kurgan's actively helping people right now.
Yeah, he is.
I think we can leave him and call for him if we need. But did you put Greymane on protecting me? Or did you call him back?
He called him back a little while ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
sure.
that's fine. But we're not. I don't think we're far. We can get to earshot if needed. So
Oh, it's like the next adjoining
okay.
building kind of thing. Okay, so you survey the condition of the building, and it's evident just looking at it that had you not been able to put the fire out as quickly as you did, this building would have been the next one to go. And if it did, you can only imagine the destruction it would have caused with all of the flammable material it has inside. It is a little bit singed on the roof, but it hasn't really spread to the bulk of the building. But you notice that there is a large hole in one of the back walls of the site.
did my plants get out?
So I'll take a perception check as you guys look around.
Goodness,
I'm not there, so
What made
You
the
do not.
hole?
16.
3.
Okay, so Gaius doesn't notice anything. Scarlet, you're the one that notices the hole. So it's not massive. It's about 2-ish foot diameter, and it's kind of like from the ground up. Almost looked like something on the ground kind of made its way through the hole. Do you have a knowledge engineering?
No,
I'll take an intelligence check, please. Unless you're going to point it out in Gaius.
I got a
has
natural
engineering.
20 on my intelligence check.
It's higher than you needed by quite a lot. So it just surveying it, it looks like it was actually broken out from the inside. So something burst its way through the wall. And as you glance around, you notice that the trail seems to have quite a bit of debris, dirt, and it looks like some blood in there also.
I thought they couldn't move.
Well, you heard last time from Matthias that he swears they were moving around. So as you look around, you notice in a nearby alley 4 familiar-looking plants.
Ah, look at that, Scarlet. There's a hole in the wall.
And a trail of a few dire rats on the way. So those are about 20-pound rats. And it looks like largely they've been either constricted and like exploded from the force. And then the, whatever popped out is kind of gone or residual in the area. Or you see like little bits of limbs that might have been like chopped off by like a biting or a slicing motion.
So Scarlet will sit there.
So in a nearby alley, you see 4 very hardy looking plants that look quite familiar.
Okay, so Scarlet will just kind of sit there with Gaius, and she'll like hold her hand out and like touch his shoulder, and she'll be like, "This is disgusting, but this is awesome."
Sorry, what did I miss?
Sorry, yeah.
He's looking. He's
kinda looking
got his hands on his hips. He's
around,
looking
yeah.
at the. Oh, look at that roof.
Man,
Got
that is
some bad damage.
really nice masonry work.
Yeah, look at the size of that hole. It's almost plant-sized
Guys,
in there.
over here. And so she'll point out the 4 plants that are slowly moving and
Nope.
eating.
No, they're not
diamonds?
moving anywhere.
Oh,
They're in their pots,
okay.
and they're now in the alley.
Okay. How can I round them up?
How do you want to round them up?
Well, I guess I'll approach them.
Okay. So as you do, the one that kind of looks like a dragon lets out a big belch, and
Okay.
you see a little tuft of fur pops out of its maw and lands on the ground.
Okay, so can I do a sense motive
Sure.
to see if they've been sated for now?
Yeah, I'll take a sense motive.
Ooh, that's not very good.
Oh my.
14.
Someone tried to make off with your plants.
I see that.
They look pretty full actually.
Okay.
Like they if they had stomachs, their various stems and stalks and things are kind of bulged out like there's
Okay.
big piles of stuff inside of them.
Okay, so time is of the essence here. So I think I just need to get them back to my house maybe.
Sure. You wanted to.
So I'm going to try to pick them up.
So they're pretty heavy. Like each one is probably about 30 pounds
Okay,
now.
so is there any carts or
Like
wagons around?
it's noticeable how much bigger these are than they used to be even 2 days ago.
Man, I think I need to stop.
Like they've
feeding
been
them
really
so much.
well fed.
Like I don't know. Okay, I have to do some research on this, but that's a tomorrow problem because right now we got something to do right now. So I really want to know what's happening with these plants, but I just don't have time. So is there any carts or wagons around that I can borrow?
Yeah, I mean there definitely would be wagons and carts and things nearby. I mean
Okay.
there's a stable right nearby.
Okay.
I know you have there's some staff at your house.
Yeah.
Do you want to send a messenger to go?
Yeah, I mean, if
Tell them
if
to
the plants
bring the
aren't
wheelbarrow
gonna move,
and-
yeah, if the plants aren't going to move,
It doesn't look like they're moving.
okay, so I think I can leave it.
Someone must have, as Gaius says, someone must have stolen them and left them in the alley
Yeah.
because they're certainly not moving.
Was there a person? Was there body parts that?
No. Well, there's like big rat body parts everywhere. And what looks like a
Okay.
trail of pots being dragged along the ground.
Okay.
But
So
who might have dragged them here? That's another question altogether.
so can I send for my maidens?
Yeah, we'll see you flag a street kid nearby and
Okay.
tell him to go get your maidens.
Okay.
And he runs off. We'll say you give him
I'll give him
2 copper.
Yeah, okay.
One
No
there,
problem.
one back.
No problem.
Deliver your message and get them to come back. And when they come back, they have a pair of wheelbarrows
Okay.
and some big, thick, heavy leather
Okay.
gloves.
It's almost like they know, right?
yeah.
So when they come, I will because the maidens show up.
They do, yeah, and they, in fact, knowing what you would have told them, they show up and they have a bucket of chum with them.
Okay,
also.
cool. So they all come and they actually like So they would all come and reverently, bow with respect and all
Yeah.
that stuff. And so I
They give
will
you a little curtsy.
say, Gaius
Mistress?
Bainbridge, these are my associates. This is Melody Wainwright, Alexis Swiftsong, and Seraphina Nightshade.
And you've seen I think one of them previously.
Yes.
Yeah, you saw one of them previously.
It's a pleasure to meet you, ladies.
So they each give you a little curtsy. They say Master Bainbridge.
So I will say these because they knew about these plants already. So
Oh
I'll
yeah,
say,
you had plans to bring them to
yes.
your estate
Yes.
previously.
Can you please get them to the house and watch them? I will be by tomorrow for more instructions.
Okay, so one of the girls with the big leather gloves, she kind of grabs a piece of chum and kind of waves it at one whenever it gets a little too interested, and tosses some chum at them.
They're very good at this.
And they hoist the surprisingly easily. Dressed as workers in the house, you wouldn't expect them to be able to be quite as physically fit as they seem to be, since they're kind of more maids and housekeeper looking people.
White robed acolytes almost.
Yeah, almost. Yeah. So they load them in and then whoosh, off they go, wheeling them away in that wheelbarrows.
Okay. So I'll
they're
say,
gone.
should we get Kurgan and head to this Dunder Mifflin? No, that's not it. What's
To
the factory?
where?
What's the factory?
The factory?
Yeah. Where's the Dockside Devil?
Oh, the Dendal
I thought
Holdings.
we're going to Elody first.
Oh yeah, we are going to go to Elody. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me.
Good reminder.
Thank you.
Okay, so you all gather back at the front. Kurgan, you have
much,
done a fine job healing people up. Do you have the heal skill, or would you be using spells? Okay, let's say give me one roll, and we'll say that's a gauge of how well you did with all of them.
22.
Oh, well, they're all looking good. You got them all bandaged up with various interesting poultices, and you come by and he's got some strange weed wrapping, and he spits in it, and rubs some other weird berry into it, and wraps them on their various burns, and everyone looks like in pretty good condition now. In fact, he's moved on to Chainbreaker Matthias Ansem, and has actually noticed he had several broken bones that he has started to mend. So he's casted them and splint them up as best he could. So it'll be a while before he's fully recovered. However, it looks like you did notice some of the breaks and fractures that he had. A couple ribs and his left arm in the forearm.
Did I think anything suspicious about that, or that was just what happened?
No, it looks like it lines up with a big beam falling on him and him trying to defend himself from the beam. It looks like the sheer force of the impact is what did it to him. So he'll be down and out for a little bit, but you think that some good rest or a little bit of higher level magic could have him healed right up. Maybe walking with a bit more of a limp than last time.
Do we think we're going to rest before we go to...
No.
Not at all.
So, as you guys know, he told you that it'll be about an hour before the rest of their crew gets back, because they're out on assignment right now. So they got... The only guys that were left behind were the guys who were supposed to be watching the neighborhood, and that was the guys you just killed. Tilius Wren, who apparently was asleep, and the other members of the pit fiends that you just
so
dealt
we
with.
got a motor then, is what...
You do.
Yeah.
Now, that said, Elody Spirus, her shop, because you had mentioned talking to her, she is on the way to the docks. So you could stop right by there on your way to go to Dendal Holdings.
Okay.
I wake her up in the wee hours of the morning.
Yes. So the only people that you know that are on the way from where you are to where you're going would be Elody Spirus and
Don't say it.
Lokic Drogma.
We could get a midnight package while we're in the area.
You are
We
in
could,
the area.
We could, yeah.
Everyone else would be out of your way to get there.
No, that's fine.
You could
I
give
just
us a reading on our potential success in the upcoming mission.
True.
You could.
True. And if it takes more than an hour, it was not going to. Anyway, so we'll say, let's go get Kurgan. We got to go. And then I'll just kind of say as we're going, I really would like to buy some poison, something that can help neutralize poisons and stuff, if that's what this Dockside Devil uses.
All right.
Sounds good.
Let's see what Spirit can offer for us.
So I'm going to find a plastic bag and put it on while we approach Elody Spears' shop. A splash guard.
Make yourself a little splash guard just in case. So it is pretty late right now. And as you approach, I'll take perception checks from everybody.
And one of these times we're going to come by and she's going to automate the process and she's going to have an animated broom. tossing up
True.
the-
Smart. 15.
Okay, we got a 15.
8.
I'm currently
8.
exhausted from the firefighting.
Yes, you are.
Yes. Yes, you are. You're going to have to get something. I believe Scarlet is exhausted from that as well.
Scarlet is exhausted.
Only Gaius is good to go in that aspect. Okay, sorry. Gaius, what was your perception?
An 8.
An 8. Kurgan?
14.
Okay, and then Scarlet?
15.
15. Okay. So Gaius, I'm going to need a reflex save from you.
Oh, joy.
Should have put on the Scarlet patented splash guard.
We'll call that a 7.
You got a 7? Okay, so Scarlet and Kurgan, you notice a second floor window suddenly opens and a wall of strange, bubbling pink and green fluid gets thrown out the second story window, landing all over Gaius, covering from head to toe.
So, of course, at the time, as I'm walking, I'm probably saying something along the lines of, the good thing about going to her at night is there's no way she's going to be throwing something out her window. Splash.
Second story window. Tsh, and then you hear a familiar voice. Oh, I'm so sorry. That never happens. No one's ever walking around there. Just hold on. I'll be right down. And so you see a familiar face up on that second story. It's Elody, except she's not wearing her big heavy coat anymore. Her big coat is off, and she's just wearing her normal clothes that she had underneath. She's wearing a very disheveled, covered in stained leather shirt. And so she comes running down. Okay, so the door flies open. And you guys, you recognize it's Elody Spears. She's not wearing her coat. She is wearing, as I said, kind of a leather kind of shirt. She's got some pants on. She does not have boots on. She's wearing slippers. And she throws the door and says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, it's you guys again."
Yeah, so since you're up,
Sorry, I just woke up.
I don't have time to be mad. Here's what we
Yeah.
need.
exactly.
Fix him. We need to find a way to get rid of exhaustion. I don't know how to say that.
You are.
Am I?
You know what? When you walk up and she says apologies, she stops and looks at Scarlet and looks at Kurgan and says, "Oh, you both look awful. You need to get more sleep."
Can you give us something
And
for
she's
that?
got like big bags under her eyes, and
I don't want Red Bull. I want something that's gonna really
she's like,
take.
come on in, come
And
on
we
in.
don't.
We'll
Time
get
is
you
of the
fixed up."
essence. And we need something to neutralize poison.
Time is of the essence. You know, I got just the thing to help with that.
But fix him also. What did you dump on him? Is he growing hair?
I would hope not.
If I bring you more houseplants, would you dump your refuse into the houseplants instead of on the street?
Well, everyone throws it on the street. I'm not.
But you don't
concerned.
have to, because what if I were to purchase more plants from you? You can turn a profit with.
I don't have any more plants.
I will bring you some.
I'm not a botanist. I don't do flower shops. Sorry. So she waves you all in, and Gaia, she walks behind her desk, and she pulls out. It looks like a big like 4-liter jar of mayonnaise is what it looks like. So she pulls out this giant jar, And it's this
My-
white cream with gold flecks in it.
My ears go down when she pulls out the cream.
So she pulls this out and she's like, "This will fix you right up." So
All
she
right.
grabs it in both hands, slaps her hands together in a big sloppy mess, and she starts rubbing
I'll-
over all of you.
I'll take
This
care
cream.
of that. Don't worry about
Oh
that.
no, she insists. She does it anyways, and you're all awkward. No, I got that. Oh no, I get. She gets right in there. Gets you nice and
Scarlett
squeaky
just
clean.
kind of sits back and she just kind of smiles. She's
And so as this weird cream
Enjoying
kind of
the
hits
show.
him, as it kind of hits him, all of this fluid that she threw on him like sticks to it. And so as her hands, when she's done, she's got like giant, looks like 2 bowling balls on her hands, covered in this weird fluid, stuck to this weird cream that's on her hands. And then she walks over to a pot and she kind of just scrapes it in there, and slaps her hands. Is like, that's better. So,
Yeah.
you having trouble sleeping? Is that your problem?
yeah, something like that.
I got just the thing.
okay.
I stopped sleeping months ago. I got just the thing for
Don't want cocaine.
you. What? I don't know what that is. Say, I don't know. I don't know what that is, but I get so much done when I would normally be sleeping. So I made a little something to fix that up.
A little pick me up.
What is it?
Okay, so she goes behind her counter and she pulls out a flask. It's about looks like a miniature tube of toothpaste.
Okay.
Okay, like a little travel size toothpaste.
Okay.
You know, so it's like maybe like 2 inches tall, you know, a little round. It's got a little cap. She's like, "Here, take this."
How much?
I call it Go Paste.
How much is it? And what does it do?
So she tells you that you take this, you pop the cap, enjoy the tasty treat that's
The
inside.
minty.
Yeah, enjoy the tasty treat. And when you say minty, she's like, "Oh, it doesn't taste minty." And so you just pop the cap,
Banana.
have one of those back, and you don't need to sleep for a little while.
Right, but that's not the problem.
I
The
mean, you will
problem
need to
is I'm
sleep
exhausted.
eventually, but it'll just roll over the exhaustion for a few hours.
Okay, so it'll delay my tiredness until tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, if I stopped taking it, I'd probably die.
All right, fine, I'm in. So,
So she gives a nod and she says, it's 5 gold
yeah, all right, I can do
for
that.
a go-to.
I can
A
do
go-tube.
that. I'll take a go tube.
I will also spend 5 gold, but I want to do a knowledge nature check on it.
Okay. Okay. So you're pretty sure that this thing was not something just found in nature, but it has a recognizable smell from some strange herbs and rare materials that you found in the Mist Vale. But you think the main ingredient in this thing is firebug innards.
Those firebugs are the ones that are in the Mist Vale.
Yeah, they're in the Mist Vale. You're familiar with them because you use their luminescent glow sack to be able to make the mists and the mist veil recede around you wherever the light shines. But this is made with like the innards of firebugs.
So I'm going to comment about it to her.
She's like, "Oh, you know how hard it is to get these things?"
I could imagine.
Yeah, real hard. But they make quite a bit. One goes a long way.
You have any here?
No, I don't have any right now. Why? Do you know where they are? Could you get me some?
Perhaps.
I could really use a firebug, actually.
I'll keep that in mind. I don't have one on me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'll keep you in mind.
Sure. If you bring me one, I'll give you a whole day's supply of go tubes.
You never know when you need to pick me up.
Okay, so she hands one to each of you, and she says, so you swing it back, muscle it down as best you can, and for the next 4 hours, it's like you're not tired at all. But as soon as the 4 hours are over, all of that accumulated exhaustion and fatigue immediately rolls into you. So for gameplay rules, if you were fatigued, you're now exhausted when the
If
4
you're
hours is up.
exhausted, you're dead.
If you're exhausted, you immediately fall unconscious. And then if you would normally immediately fall unconscious, it instead deals lethal damage to you equal to your level.
Oh my goodness.
So that's what it does.
So she would actually die.
So
if
she just
stopped
keeps taking it, and she's good.
Okay.
She never has to sleep.
Okay.
But she's got, months of lethal damage worked up because she keeps taking it.
7,000 damage.
Okay. Cool.
So she, for the low price of 5 gold each, you're able to suspend your fatigue and exhaustion temporarily.
Can I have an extra?
Yeah, she does. Sure. Yeah.
I'll take an extra as
So
well.
it'll last 4 hours.
Okay.
Don't forget your timing.
'Kay.
But you can tell when it's about to wear off, just so you know. So when you feel it start to wear off, you have 1 minute to have another one. Or
And
find
what-
a comfy place to pass out.
And what is it called?
It's called a go tube.
Go tube. It's a
Okay. Awesome. Now, neutralizing poison.
That's easy. I mean, who wants to neutralize poison? How about something that doubles the effect of
No,
poison when you
not
take
this
it?
time. Maybe next time.
Oh,
but
okay.
for now, we're
Are you guys in a rush or
yeah,
something?
a little bit.
What for? What
We have some
happened?
business to attend to.
We're gonna go get poisoned.
Oh, okay. Like you're gonna go see Lockett?
No, definitely
Maybe.
not.
Oh, okay.
The pit fiends are out and about tonight. They tried to burn down chain breakers.
Really? I like that place.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I
too.
never go there, but
should.
it's got
It's
a
good.
nice.
It's
nice
good for the
rapport.
city.
It's good food.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we'll take you for dinner with her one time.
Oh, that'd be great. I mean, I basically just eat go tubes all the time, so it'd be nice to have some real food.
Well, if we survive tonight, we'll make sure to take you there.
Oh, that sounds great. Okay, so you need some
neutral-
antitoxins?
Yes, is
or
that what it is?
Or I can make you some. I got some potions of neutralized poison.
Antitoxins will be perfect.
And
Yeah, I got
potions of
antitoxins.
neutralize poison. Let's do both.
How about potions that delay poison?
So Elody tells you that she has vials of antitoxin for 50 gold. You take it, and for 1 hour, you get a +5 alchemical bonus on fort saves against poison. Or, if you got some more money on you, for 300 gold, she has potions of delay poison, which for 3 hours will negate any poison effects that you come across. It will give you total immunity for 3 hours. Doesn't prevent anything that the poison might have already done to you. So that's what that does. Or you could even go with neutralized poison, which you would take a potion of neutralized poison and it would actually totally remove the effect of whatever the poison is.
And is that like just a one-time use?
It's a one-time use.
And how much is a neutralized poison?
Those are 750. So to
Holy
cure
moly.
yourself of poison would be 750. To give yourself temporary immunity is 300. Give yourself a big bonus on the saves is 50.
And how long does the 50 gold one last for?
1 hour.
Okay, so I'm going to purchase a
What's the 50 gold?
the antitoxin.
That's 50 gold for the antitoxin.
I'm going to purchase an antitoxin.
Make a note. It's from Elody. Has her little logo on it, her giving you the thumbs up.
And I'm also going to purchase a neutralize for 300.
That's
the delay.
poison for 300.
Because
Okay.
nothing is better than being unconscious and then having the poison kick in.
That's true.
So this is going to be a really rough night for me.
Yep. Now, keep in mind, as soon as the delay poison ends, you now have to make saves against whatever poisons you got hit by.
Yeah. I'm aware.
Okay. Okay, so what have you revealed to Elody about what you're doing? You said that you were going to go up against some pit fiends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're expecting them to have poison.
Okay. So she asks, well, to my knowledge, the pit fiends don't really use poison. They just use that terrible oil that they try and make alchemist fire
Do
with.
I trust her more now? Like, we've had some conversations with her. Do I feel like I can say something to her? This is a sense motive.
Well, one thing you do know is that it doesn't seem like Elody ever leaves her shop and no one dares venture in here.
That's true. It's 21, my sense motive.
It's
So,
not like she talks to anybody by the sounds of it. Your sense motive, yeah, you get the feeling that she's
she's a space cadet, but she's not.
yeah, she's like, she's got a good heart and she keeps to herself, a little eccentric, but
So I'll say
seems pretty
we
trustworthy.
are actually on our way to make a strike against the pit fiends right now.
Oh, really?
If you have any in stock, it'd probably be a good idea to pick up a healing potion or two.
Well, I'll tell you what. The pit fiends, while they don't do anything against me, they give all alchemists a bad name. Hawking that terrible oil that they have, trying to burn buildings down with it. Not even doing a good job of it in the first place.
In their defense, somebody was shooting arrows right at their oil, and it was awesome because they were setting themselves on fire.
Well, taking too long for them to use their oil.
Yeah,
they
it
should
did.
just get alchemist
It
fire.
did do that. That's true.
So I'll tell you what. I'm going to fund this little venture of yours. I'm going to give you a few potions on the house. Yeah, that's right. The Spira Special coming your way.
Are they just alchemist's fire?
So she hands you 3 flasks of alchemist fire.
So each probably take one.
Yep. And make a note. ES.
I just put Elody.
Alchemist fire ES.
They're all 0.1 pounds, right?
Spear of fire.
It's 1 pound for an alchemist fire. So 0.1 pound for a potion.
As far as 1 pound.
Yep. She gives each of you 2 potions of cure light wounds.
So I already had an alchemist fire from Elody.
Yep. You guys got some stuff from her previously.
And what was the other one? Potion of Cure Light Wounds?
A potion of cure light wounds from her. She then reaches underneath her counter and she produces a strange looking skull. Looks like a fire beetle skull.
I'm going to ask her.
And she puts that on the table.
What
I'm
is
gonna ask
this?
her, is that from...
She starts cackling. Oh, when you use this, you have to say, Spirus says hello.
Does it explode after she says that?
No, but it looks like there's like a flare of fire coming from behind the fire beetle skull eye socket when she says that.
Knowledge Nature 25. It's a fire beetle.
This is the skull of a fire beetle, and it looks like she's turned it into a bomb of some kind.
So a fire beetle, is that the ones that are in the mist veil?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, you
And
should
so they're
hold
about the
that,
size of a small
Kurgan.
dog. Those fire beetles, like they're pretty big.
I'll hang on to that.
So just so you know, it feels like you could throw this thing. And judging by what she told you, as soon as it impacts something, it'll explode.
Feels like you should
Sounds good.
throw that thing as soon as possible.
You want to play catch?
hot potato. Okay, so we make our way to this warehouse.
Okay, so we will say that it takes you about 20 minutes total to get to the warehouse.
Okay.
So it's about 40 minutes until the crew's supposed to come back.
Okay.
I'll take perception checks.
I will also take my antitoxin. I just want that to go on
Okay,
record.
so you swig your antitoxin. Anyone else swigging their antitoxin?
I'll take a shot of my antitoxin.
Okay.
Do we turn into frogs?
How long does that last for?
3 hours.
1 hour.
Oh, 1 hour, sorry.
Okay.
1 hour.
I'll
It's
swig
4
it.
hours for your go tube.
Yeah, I took the go-goo already.
So did I.
12 perception for me.
Okay, we got 12 from Scarlet.
A 12 for me as well.
Am I rolling?
Okay,
Perception?
12 from Gaius. What do we got from Kurgan?
Perception?
Yep.
13.
A 13. Okay.
Could I have when I summoned my my house maidens, could I have them have brought me a black rose back?
Yep.
Okay, great.
Yeah, they would have brought you one
Thank you.
and given it to you. Okay, so as you look around, it looks like this neighborhood is largely... There's very little activity. It's largely dead in the area. You also notice that any of the torch lights or magical lanterns or anything that would normally be illuminating the streets, looks like this whole block is dimly lit at best. Not very good lighting in the area. And from what you can tell, it doesn't look like everything is abandoned. It looks like everybody is just any businesses are shut down right now, because of the time of day, and any houses or anything like that that's kind of in the area. There's no sign of activity inside any of them. So as you survey the area, you see the buildings that Tilius Wren told you they used as lookout spots, and it looks like every one of them is empty.
Which checks with
Checks out with what he said.
Okay.
It checks out. So we'll say you spend about 5 minutes or so looking around, and as far as you can tell, Dendal Holdings, there's no activity anywhere around it. And any spots that would be good, good to keep a pair of eyes on it, there's nothing there.
Awesome.
There's no one looking. So as far as you can tell, any of the scouts, anything like that, all gone.
So I'll nod at my compatriots.
So you see 2 entrances to the structure, which is the same as what Tilius told you. There is a front door on the south side of the building. And then on the back of the building, there's 3 sets of warehouse doors. That's on the north side of the building. Those are the only 2 ways into the site. There is, however, a large skylight on the top of the structure, and those seem to be the only 3 entrances. The skylight at the top of the structure, the 3 sets of warehouse doors at the back of the structure on the north side, and the front door on the south side.
Well, Scarlet starts moving towards the front door unless anybody says anything different.
And as a reminder, the building is about 50 feet wide and 45 feet deep.
Okay.
I'll grab you by the shoulder, and then I'll motion for you and Kurgan to go around to the north side, and I'll take the main entrance.
Okay, so she will nod, so we'll all sneak around to the other side.
I'll Greymane guard him.
Sounds good. Okay. So Greymane nose guard is one of his tricks.
I think that's the one that you did have him
I think so.
go. Yeah.
Okay, so you have Greymane stick with
Yes.
Gaius. He's at the
Come,
front.
defend,
And then
down,
at the
guard, heal, attack 2.
okay. And then at the back of the building, we have Scarlet and Kurgan.
Yes.
I'm going to have Greymane drink a neutralize.
The surrounding streets are empty. Gaius has made his way, accompanied by Greymane, to the front door, and the back warehouse doors, Kurgan and Scarlet, have taken the north side.
I want to put an antitoxin on Greymane.
Okay, so are you going to take one also?
I did before.
Okay, so you've taken your antitoxin, and now Greymane has an antitoxin
So I have
as
no
well.
more antitoxins.
Okay, so we got 2 antitoxins going.
But I
I'm just
still
gonna
have a
make note of
delay
that.
poison.
Okay.
I have an antitoxin and a go-goo going.
Okay.
I have delay. I bought the delay poison potion.
Anyone else doing anything before you guys enter?
I will take one of Spear's Cure Light Wounds potions.
Ooh.
So,
roll me a 20-sided dice,
I-
please.
Oh,
Earlier, used 2 of my
6.
Okay, it's a D8 plus 1.
when we were like healing all the. I was helping out all the victims.
All right.
Yeah.
7.
I used 2 cure light wounds on me. I think
But those are just normal ones, right?
just normal ones.
Yeah. So, Gaius, got a little bit of healing. You guys have downed your antitoxins. What are you guys going to do? You got some doors ahead of you.
I will.
All right, so I
gonna put-
figured it'd probably take him a minute to get around to the back.
Okay.
All right, and then so I'll take my antitoxin, take my cure potion, and then count to 60, and then I'll knock on the front door.
You do so. What's going on in the back?
I would just try to open this door.
Door's locked.
Okay. Then I will.
It's like a warehouse door, so it's
I
like
will.
barred.
Is there any peepholes or is there any mail slots?
Nothing like that. no.
Cracks in the door frame, perhaps?
No, it's like a single large panel door that it seems to be barred.
Okay. Well, that changes things.
Okay.
And there's no man door in the back here?
Nope, that's what these 3 doors
Okay.
are.
Is mine
They're
locked
like the
also?
back warehouse
I'll try
door.
mine.
It's barred. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
These are doors that like you would expect people to be moving cargo and stuff through.
Yeah, okay. I will knock on the door.
With your sword?
With your sword that cuts through.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, she's not subtle. I'm gonna take a chop at the door.
Okay, so at the back of the door, we've got Scarlet taking a slice. You want to give me an attack roll, please? On the front, we got Gaius knocking. And give me a perception check, Gaius.
Ooh. A solid 3 on that perception.
It doesn't sound like anyone's responding.
All right.
16 to hit.
It's like no one's here.
I'll try to open the door.
It's locked.
All right.
Handle's locked. 16 to hit.
16.
Easily connecting. Roll damage, please.
$14 points of damage.
A 14. Okay, so when you take a slice at the door, you kind of go right down the middle. You hear a like a thud of like 2 parts of a beam like hitting the ground.
Is it okay?
So there's a large slice mark through the middle of the door, and then what sounds like thud thud.
I'm gonna
like
try to open it.
It feels like there's some wooden beam kind of behind the
Okay,
door, but you
okay.
easily push it
Some
open.
sort of barring material.
Like
that
2
fell to
halves
the
of a
ground.
barring material are now
Chris,
hit on the
I
ground.
love this sword. This thing's awesome. So
Like butter.
I will push my way in.
Okay, so Scarlet, you're on the door furthest to the right. You push the door open. Kurgan, are you following in behind?
I am.
Okay. Okay, sounds
With
good.
my bow out and arrow knocked.
Okay, Gaius,
Health inspector.
you've knocked. No response. Doesn't sound like anyone's inside.
Door's locked when I tried it.
Door's locked. What are you going to do next?
Do I hear the noise?
Give me a perception check.
$14 perception.
You hear what sounds like kind of like if someone were chopping a tree, like kind of that like that thud that suddenly stops. You hear a thud like that, and then you hear the sound of like a
Creaking and scratching.
like a creaking kind of grindy kind of wood on wood noise.
But I don't hear any fast movements or any kind of anything being knocked over on the inside or anything like that. Like,
No, I mean the noise from the back of the building was quiet, but it was a pretty loud noise. Otherwise, you don't hear anything from just in front of you. Okay, Scarlet and Kurgan. This back entryway has heavy curtains on the south and east doorways. The interior is littered with crates and barrels.
I'll say to Kurgan, watch my back and watch the door. I'll go try to let. I'll go try to let him in.
Okay, so as you begin to advance, you just walking in, tromping
Yep.
through, trying to be quiet.
Well, I
What
mean,
are you
I'll
doing?
try. I'll try to be quiet. I'm not stealthy, but I would definitely try to
Give me a stealth check.
be a little quieter.
See how quiet you are,
That's a
wearing your
4.
armor and stuff. Is that with any penalties from
Yeah.
check penalty?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you get about halfway through the room, are you going for the right curtain doorway or the south curtain doorway?
I would go
East or the south?
for the east doorway.
The east doorway. Okay. So you start to make your way towards the east curtain when suddenly I'll take perception checks from the two of you who are back there.
11.
26.
Okay. Kurgan does not notice until it becomes obvious. However, Scarlet does. You detect that from the two sides flanking the south entryway, or the south curtain, there's some rumbling coming from the crates. And bursting forth from two of them, you see hideous creatures. A roiling wave of flesh gushes forward. Amid the fatty surge wriggle half-formed limbs and a dripping tumorous face. One of them comes kind of bursting out right nearby,
the hell,
and the other one
Chris?
comes out of this other doorway.
Oh.
I will get rolls for initiative from everybody, please. Okay, Gaius, what do you got?
Nice solid 11.
Big 11. Scarlet,
That's a 7.
got a 7. Kurgan,
You're so cut off.
I'm so dead.
23.
That a boy. That's why he was watching the
Grayman.
door.
Yep.
15.
combat begins. However, some of you are totally unawares, such as Kurgan, who doesn't see anything. We got two creatures bursting out of crates. Surprise! And that brings us to Greymane, who's not doing anything. He's busy. Same with Gaius. And that brings us to Scarlet. So it is your turn as the surprise round. You get a single standard or move action, plus free and swifts as you need. What would you like to do?
Is it safe
These things just bursted out of their crates. That's what they did.
Is it safe to say that I had my sword out? I didn't specify that.
Well, you just used it.
You just
I
used
did.
it.
That's
so,
a good point.
I would
Valid
say
point.
it's in hand.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I just want to be fair.
Let's take a slash if you want. But first, does anyone who can see these things have knowledge planes?
Oh, that stupid crack in the table. That's only a 6 now instead of a 16.
Okay, you have no idea what these are.
Great.
They're not human.
Really?
They are definitely not.
That's what you get.
Okay. Well, I'm going to for sure swing down on one of these things.
Let's see what you got. Okay, so going for the one on the right side of the room, right beside you.
How's a
Bursting out of a crate.
23 feel?
Oh, a 23, you easily connect that fatty flesh. That slithery mass of wriggling, slithering fat.
It's one of the greatest videos of all time. For 13 points of damage.
Oh, for a big 13 against this thing. Well,
This is
it looks like its flesh is unnaturally resistant to your attack.
okay.
Sounds like it's not made
There's
of wood.
13, you said?
13, yes.
13, okay. So it is certainly wounded by your attack.
Now, my weapon counts as cold iron, if that helps.
It does not help,
Okay. Great.
but it certainly leaves an impact. So big hunk of flesh kind of gets torn open, and you see all kinds of disgusting viscous fluids inside
Very
seeping
good.
out. Okay, that brings us to the top. Combat officially begins, and we are going with Kurgan.
I'm going to plug an arrow in this.
Bow's out, ready to go, and you're taking a shot at the one that Scarlet just slashed.
I will. $22.
That is a hit. The arrow pierces directly into the creature's fleshy body.
For 7.
And it looks like the arrowhead barely penetrates its flesh, leaving little more than a scratch. It seems unusually resistant to the attacks that you have made.
We should have brought holy water.
So the creature advances. So the one on the far left side of the room that comes out of the crate, it slurks its way forward on the ground before planting itself firmly in front of Kurgan, with Scarlet also within reach, and it turns and slams its body towards Kurgan. trying to tear at you with one of these half-formed limbs with clawed fingers. That is a hit. Tearing into your flesh. For 3 points of damage. Okay, this other one, it turns all its attentions towards Scarlet, and a pair of half-formed limbs with vicious claws on them tear towards you, ripping and tearing at your flesh. One of them breaching your defenses, getting you right in the shoulder for 3 points of damage. It is Greymane's turn. He's going to continue guarding Gaius. Gaius, it is your turn. So there's a bit of a commotion going on. The sounds of battle are evident from where you're standing, even though it's on the other side of the building.
All right. So I'm going to break down this door, or at least attempt to.
But I will note that the sound doesn't seem like it's broadcasting through the rooms towards you. It's actually, you can hear it on the other side of the building.
Okay.
So it's not like there's any commotion in front of the door you're in front of. It definitely sounds like it's behind the building somewhere.
But it's a pretty big building, so going through it's probably quicker than going around it.
Yeah.
I would hope. So I'm gonna try and break through that door.
Okay, give me a strength check. So you try and bash your way through the door, giving it a solid kick.
16.
A 16. Okay, so despite the lackluster amount of force you're able to put behind that door, the door actually flies open. So much that you think someone actually pulled it open on you as you were slamming. I need a reflex save, please.
8.
Oh! You throw yourself forward with such force, you end up tripping
Oh, great.
as soon as the door flies
You're covered
open.
in slime. Wait.
Nope, no slime to be found here.
So Gaius is at the front door of this building, which is separate from us, which is about 40 feet away, and there are 2 walls in the way. So we have essentially split the party. Not really split, but we want to
Divided.
take it from 2 angles. Divided, and we're going to conquer still.
Okay, so this small door reveals in the room ahead of you. There's no light coming from this room, but you have dark vision, so you have dark vision, right?
Yep.
Pretty sure you do, yeah. You can see. But what gets you is the smell in this room. It smells foul and sweaty and like animal in this room. But there's also the distinct smell of like unwashed humanoid. It smells like there's a lot of unwashed humanoid in this, coming from this room. In fact, it's in this little room you find yourself in. It's 10 feet deep and 15 feet wide. There's a small desk in the middle, a little desk with a chair behind it, and there's a curtain, a big, thick, heavy curtain on the north wall, leading somewhere beyond. And the smell is coming from beyond the curtain. However, in this room, where you spill onto the ground, as someone opened the door at the last second, causing you to lose your balance, you see a creature standing here, blocking your way to get past the counter and beyond. This dark-furred creature raises a spiked morning star, its tiny, milk-white eyes glittering with the thrill of the coming kill. This hairy, ugly man stands about 7 feet tall, and his bulky body appears probably about 400 pounds.
Nice. It's a stocky boy.
He is stocky. So that is what you see ahead of you, and you are now prone. Okay, so it was a standard action for you to burst the door. You still have a move action, but this creature, he's got a satisfied grin on his face, and he sneers at you as he hoists his morning star high. And he also has a light shield strapped onto one arm.
Am I able to stand up?
You certainly can.
Then I will do so.
Okay, so as you stand, he lets out a bit of a chuckle. Come on, you cur. Let's make this interesting. And so as you move to stand, he brings that morning star down on you. But it glances off your armor, barely missing. It seemed like he waited just a little too long
I got that
before
heavy
taking
shield
that
in the
swing.
way.
Okay, so you've stood up, Gaius. You are you got your shield out. I believe you have a battle axe.
I don't have it. I'm not wielding it.
No
currently.
weapon
It's
drawn.
Hung
Okay.
up at the moment.
Okay, you are done.
Right.
It's
You're,
this guy's turn.
Sweet.
So he stands at his full height. Little baby pup, coming where he don't belong. And he glares at you, attempting to intimidate you. What is your sense motive bonus?
+7.
Unfortunately, you don't find him very threatening.
I gathered that when he failed to hit me while I was prone.
Plus, you just had the light scared out of you by Scarlet in that last interrogation, so you're still a little reeling from that. So,
Yeah.
like, this guy's not scary. You should see the one I came with.
Okay, and then after attempting to belittle and terrorize you, he takes a swing at you with his Morning Star. But this time you raise your shield and it clangs off your shield quite heartily. It is Scarlet Carson's turn.
Oh, I'm nervous. Do I hear that there's another combat happening?
Oh, there's definitely another combat. You can hear it from where you
Okay.
are.
So I'll say to
And, they're not quiet. I mean,
Okay.
Morning Star on the armor,
Okay.
Morning Star on the metal shield.
So would it be safe to say that Scarlet would think that he is fighting somebody
He's
over there?
definitely
Okay,
attacking
so I'll let
in
Kurgan know.
combat.
Kurgan, Sir Bainbridge has made it in, and he has found resistance. So Scarlet will take a swing at the one that she has attacked already.
Sounds good. See what you got. Bringing that sword down towards
15.
the mass of roiling flesh, soundly connecting against the one that you've already damaged that has the arrow in him also.
So that's for 16 points of
And
damage.
despite finding resistance on this thing's thick hide, its thick, formidable skin, you push down with all your might and slice the beast in two.
Oh yeah, baby.
Both halves roiling back on one another before slamming.
Does it make
sickly
like a
to the
very
ground.
like sound as it
Yes,
comes
it
apart?
does.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. Ugh. Does it smell like Lockett Drogma in here by any chance?
It does not.
Okay.
No.
And then I'll take my second attack, which I
It
don't
does smell
have.
in here though. There's a funk for
Yeah,
sure.
okay. But I'm definitely gonna want to. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna scooch over one so that I can flank with Kurgan.
Okay, so you 5-step over and you are now offering flank if your companion were to draw a weapon. Mm-hmm. Okay, that brings us to the crated creature, which turns its attentions to Scarlet and comes at you with a pair of malformed hands and claws.
He has more AC. Hit him.
And he hits you once with one of them. The other one glancing off your armor, hitting you for 1 point of damage.
Woo!
Okay, that brings us to Greymane. Greymane is going to take action. He is going to move up right behind Gaius and take a bite at this creature.
8.
He takes a bite but fails to penetrate the furry-hided, shaggy body of this fearsome 7-foot humanoid.
Sounds like he got a little bit of the door frame, too.
He sure did. He is standing in the door. Brings us to Gaius. Gaius, give me a knowledge local, please.
All right. That will be a 17.
17. Okay, you recognize this creature. This is a race of goblins known as bugbears.
No.
They're the largest of the goblin races, and they're lumbering brutes. They're quite tall, and they're often loners, and they love They love afflicting terror and fear upon other creatures. They also they can see in the dark. They have scent, so they are capable. They have very, very strong olfactory senses, and they're surprisingly sneaky and quite scary. So
Well,
that is what
I
you
was
know.
surprised by how sneaky this one was. So
Very
that
sneaky,
tracks.
and they're good at terrifying creatures for sure. Okay, so that's what you see. So this creature. So it was a 17 you had.
Sorry.
A
Knowledge
local?
local.
Oh yes, yeah. It was a 17 on my knowledge local.
Okay, in fact, you know who this is. This is a local bugbear thug who's a member of the Pit Fiends. He is foul-tempered and was once a participant in their pit fights, but has now become one of the loyal enforcers among their ranks. And his name is Heshlog.
It's actually Glutty Grack Brogan.
Heshlog.
Heshlog.
It's another great name.
Okay, so what you got? You find yourself toe to toe with Heshlog, a pit fiend enforcer.
All right. Well, I'll draw my axe as I stare him down,
Okay.
and I'll say, "You know, Heshlog, you're quieter than your reputation implies." And I'll take a swing at him. Ooh, that'll be 11 to hit.
Okay, you slash with your axe and it just glances off of his thick hide. Take more than that, pup.
We'll see who's left standing between the two of us.
Says the guy who already fell down once.
Okay, it's Heshlog's turn. He's going to return the favor with a slam of that Morning Star. Oh! And his swing is so wild, he actually gets his Morning Star embedded in the door frame. But he manages to wrest it out. He pulls it out. I missed you, Kurgan, so we'll have you jump in right before Scarlet.
Okay, I'm going to stow my bow.
Okay.
I'm going to draw my axe
Okay.
because I have a Babel 1, and I'm going to attack.
See what you got. Oh!
20 on the dice.
Roll to confirm, please.
That 6 on the confirmation.
It is a hit, not a critical.
Is that with flank?
No. Yeah, 5 damage.
You bring that axe down with all your might, and it bounces off of the creature and almost hits you in the head. Afflicting no damage, failing to penetrate its hide.
I'm done.
Okay, Scarlet, now it's your turn.
Now Scarlet's
Now
gonna
it's
go.
Scarlet's turn.
So we know what Scarlet's doing.
She winds up and delivers a deft strike,
25 to hit.
soundly connecting on the creature's neck.
Only 13 points of damage that time.
And the blade does not penetrate as deeply as you would expect with a blow like that, but it is still severely injured from that strike. Okay, are you done?
Yeah.
Oh, it's now Kurgan's turn. What you
Go
got, Kurgan?
Kurgan!
I will attack again
Barely
with
adequate.
my axe.
Sometimes
Sounds
things
good.
get missed.
12, 15 with flank.
That is a hit. Roll damage, please. Connecting against the creature.
That's a 6 on that.
I got a 7.
Big 7. Your blade finds purchase this time and digs into the beast.
My axe.
The axe.
Not your axe. This
Takes a
guy's
fine
probably
chunk.
Oh no, this guy wouldn't have seen this axe.
He's like, oh no, it's Brady Black Grogan's axe. He's been stuck in the bush for a while and he's back for vengeance. Okay, the creature rears back and lashes forward with 2 malformed arms, bringing his claws towards the devastatingly powerful warrior that is Scarlet Carson. However, you deftly evaded both of its lazy attacks.
Oh yeah.
It is Greymane's turn. Greymane is going to rear back and jump forward with a bite, trying to bite at Heshlog. He's in the doorway, so there's a bit of a extra bit of cover for him.
20.
A 20. And he firmly connects a bite on Heshlog's leg.
On Heshlog's.
Let's see some damage.
2 damage.
2 damage to Heshlog. And give me a CMB to trip, please.
$22.
And he pulls him to the ground. Heshlog loses his balance and falls flat on his back.
Amazing. It's amazing.
It is Gaius Bainbrich's turn.
I love a wolf animal companion.
Well, you do love wolves.
I do love wolves.
Take him at every opportunity. He's
That
pretty
is
cool.
narrative for Wallace. Actually, Wallace has been loved wolves just narratively for many, many years.
Many
for many moons.
years.
All right. Well, I'm not polite in combat, so I'll take a swing on him while he's on the ground.
Okay, +4 because he's prone. Oh,
That'll be a 27 to hit.
soundly connecting. Bringing that axe straight down on his groin. Right
Ooh,
on the
For-
Heshlog.
6 damage. On the Heshlog. Right on the Heshlog. Song some wood.
Oh, he lets out a like groan. Oh, he's bleeding, but he's otherwise in fair condition.
Heshlog.
And it's Heshlog's turn. Heshlog is going to try and stand up,
Hashtag Heshlog.
get to his feet. That provokes attack of opportunity, starting with Greymane, please.
7.
That is miss.
All right, I'll take a swing.
See what you got.
I'll take another swing.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked.
With the +4,
Yep,
22
that's a hit. Roll damage. A second strike
for another 6.
to Heshlog's Heshlog, and he tries to return the favor. Gaius, he
think
swings
that's
that
just
Morningstar
I just think it's
for your
funny.
little Gaius. Oh, he crit fail again. He tries to do an uppercut this time.
Your dice are on fire.
And when he does, his weapon slips from his grip and embeds itself in the ceiling.
I would have gone with getting stuck in the counter.
Which I might add, we don't play with crit misses here, but when you roll that many, it's pretty fair
bound
that
to
the
be bad.
DM does something.
Okay,
about
and then
it, so.
he wrenches it out of the roof just above him. That brings us to Scarlet Carson. It is your turn.
Scarlet's gonna attempt to finish this creature off.
Flanking.
That's with a 21 to hit.
That is a hit against this amorphous beast.
11 points of damage.
Taking the head clean off of its body,
Dunk.
it slumps to the ground in a big mass of flesh.
Okay, she is going to attempt to move to where she hears more combat coming from.
Give me a perception check.
25.
The combat sounds like it's actually coming from outside of the building at the front.
Okay,
You don't
so-
hear anything coming through the building. You hear it from the exit just north of you at the front of the building. So the noise is coming through the door in the north,
Yeah, that's weird.
coming from the door from the outside.
But would she?
But like you hear where he is. Like it sounds like it's like on the front of the building, but you don't hear the noise penetrating in the room that you're in. It's coming from the outside.
Okay, well, can I have a quick peek behind the? Like, I'll move 5 feet over.
Yeah.
And I want to take a quick peek through the curtain to see if I can see anything beyond it.
Okay, so you move the curtain that is on your right, on the east side of the room, and as you do, the first thing that catches your notice is not anything that you see in your immediate vicinity, but rather the smell and the sound that comes from behind this curtain as you move it aside. Suddenly, as you push the curtain aside, you hear the moaning and groaning of what could be no less than dozens of humanoids from in this room.
Oh! Interesting.
As you glance into the chamber, you notice that to your left, so that'd be on the north wall, you see a set of double doors as well as a single door. And as you glance towards the rest of the chamber, you see dozens of heavy wood bunks laying in tightly packed rows throughout the room. Manacles connect the head and foot of each bed, with just over half being occupied by unkempt but otherwise healthy prisoners.
Oh. Okay, that's awesome.
You also notice,
That's not awesome. It's despicable and terrible.
at a nearby table overseeing this room filled with prisoners, you see 5 pit fiends who look your direction as you pull the curtain down, and they rouse up from the table. You also notice a skywalk above you, or a catwalk above you, provides an aerial vantage of the room below. And upon it, you see 3 more pit fiends patrolling its walkways. And strikingly, almost out of place, you see an immense, giant black raven with vibrant red eyes. It looks to be about 2 feet tall and almost 3 feet wide. So it looks like it's probably maybe like a 15-pound raven. It's like the size of a Thanksgiving turkey.
Cool.
And it's sitting on the top, looking down at you. And as soon as it spots you, it lets out a shriek. And all of the pit fiends snap to attention. But what have you just walked into? Who is this bizarre raven? Will Heshlog repair his Heshlog? Or shall he be defeated by Gaius Bainbridge? All this and more next week on Barely Adequate, where we aren't that good at this, and you don't have to be either.
What's with Raven?
And I'm just barely adequate.
Like barely adequate, I would even say.